It's Sunday, May 28th. It's my first recording in the whole week. Normally today, my whole family would be in Spring City and going to Mount Pleasant to meet all my cousins and put flowers on the graves of my grandparents, my mother's parents. And this is the first time that we're not there in over 30 years. It's just, it's just been a surreal week. So, it's almost a week since my mom passed away. The last recording I had done was me saying I didn't feel well and I was going home to sleep and feel better. And that was on Monday, May 22nd. And my sister FaceTimed me with my mom and showed me that her breathing had kind of changed. And so I immediately got up and went over to my mom's house. And five of us were there with her. And she died within 2 hours of me getting there. So it was probably one of the most painful and peaceful but experiences with my siblings. We got to be with her and were with her until the mortuary came and picked her up and drove away with her body. So that was on Monday. That all happened. And it was just, you're just not ready for it no matter what. Even though we know she was not suffering anymore, it just was so final. So just the end of our mother. And I had not been feeling good, but clearly my body just I pulled together and rallied and was only focused on her and my siblings. And got home probably 2 that night and I slept in a pair of her pants. It was just sad, just really heartbreaking. And then the next day, on Tuesday, I was supposed to dose, so I knew that was important. And so I took dexamethasone that morning, which for me would help me feel better and get through the day. And by the time I got up there, and my doctor saw me, I was coughing, I didn't feel good. I told him my mother died. I mean, they were very, very loving and supportive and empathetic, and just said, we're not gonna dose today. And so I was so relieved. You have no idea, because I already felt terrible. And after the dosing, I was gonna have to go to the funeral home with my siblings to start preparing for the funeral and picking casket and things like that. So I didn't dose, and I had Dex on board, so I was able to do that. And it was a very nice, peaceful experience. We're really happy with the place that we chose. And so just started the process of making arrangements, and then coming back to my mom's house and realizing that something's missing, and somebody check on mom, or when you walk into the room to see mom, it's just like an empty hole in your heart that just is breaking open, and having moments of just such deep pain. Anyway, part of feeling sick has been being in survival mode in my body and not being able to have all the emotions. I was extremely, extremely sad and bawled my eyes out Monday, Tuesday. And then my daughter had to have ACL surgery on Wednesday. And, you know, as a mother, you want to be there for your daughter with something so significant and important, and it's a big surgery while all this is going on. And it was really actually good for me just to go be with her and kind of pull away from the grieving and help her, you know, grieve, like having ACL surgery and not being able to do all the things she wants to do this summer and have to repair her leg and, you know, those fears, and hoping everything goes well. So it did. It went really well, like the best that it could have gone. So that was really, really lucky, and just the whole experience was fantastic. So just to get her home and get her settled, and then her brother William was going to be her caretaker, and he did a great job. And by Thursday, I was completely sick. Like upper respiratory infection, couldn't stop coughing, and on Thursday we really needed to pull off the obituary, and everyone worked so hard. My sister Margaret worked really hard on the obituary to try to pull that together. My mom, being a English teacher, AP English teacher, like we were, you know, our mom is usually our editor and reviews what we do and helps us with grammar and spelling and details, and she wasn't here, so we struggled because we wanted to make sure it would represent her the way we wanted it to. So Thursday I could barely participate because I felt so sick, but we got it done. My siblings got it done, and it was a beautiful obituary, and it's hopefully in the printed version of the Tribune today. Friday I was down the entire day, couldn't stop coughing, just so sick. I haven't felt this sick since like stem cell transplant days. So, and this would normally be not a great day for chemo, so it's not like just because I didn't dose doesn't mean I don't have chemo still in my body. I don't feel as bad, but I still have nausea and weakness, and I have weakness from being sick. So it's just a whole lot of weakness. So yesterday I was up a little bit more, and that was good. I went and spent time with my daughter again. She's recovering well. Orion, William, Maggie have all been really taking care of her and being with her, and it's just amazing how sometimes it's like, how much can you handle? Like, human beings can clearly handle quite a bit. I don't know how I've gotten through this week, and I really am hoping to feel better, you know, as soon as possible, so that I feel better for the funeral. And what's hard is that you would think Memorial would have been the perfect time to bury our mother and have a funeral. And I so wish we could have, because this is such a important weekend in her family, in our family. And pretty much no burials this last Friday to this next Tuesday because of Memorial Weekend and the amount of people and decorating and things like that. So funeral is much later than we would have wanted. And then also my mom's cousin died this last Wednesday. So my mom's first cousins, she's had 2 that have died in the last month. And they're very close cousins, so it's a very close family. And so we have the opportunity to be able to coordinate on Friday, and they're both buried in Mount Pleasant. So my mom and her cousin will be buried. We'll make sure that the family of her cousin, who would be at my mother's and vice versa, will be there Friday. And And it's just, I can't believe it. Like, they were both at the celebration of life together, my mother and her cousin, and they're both gone. And life is so precious. It's so just like those little moments. Like, I keep looking at little videos and listening to voicemails and just trying to hold on to my mom. Anyway, I'm so desperate to hear her voice and see pictures, and I don't want it to be over. And I don't know, I want to do her right and do justice and give her the best talk on Thursday. And she's such a great speaker and writer. It's just, I'm not going to be able to articulate how I feel about her. I'm worried about that. Anyway, that's what's happened this week. I'm supposed to dose Tuesday. I'm gonna ask if I please cannot. I just need to recover and feel better and get through this week and the funeral. And yeah. Anyway, just wanted to give you an update. I'm thanks for watching. I'm sorry to everyone who's lost a parent. Becoming part of that club, I mean, now you understand the grief and the things that people are going through that you can't imagine until it happens to you. And it's just hard. Our mothers are, my mother was a solid, just rock in our lives of just certainty about, just that certainty that she's there. And it's just gone. Anyway, happy Memorial Weekend.